and the experts in the library that can help you with these resources. So specifically today, the objectives of this session are to describe some of the key spaces, services, and resources that the Duke Medical Center Library provides, and to understand also how to access the library's many resources that we have, books, journals, and that kind of thing, because that is, of course, necessary for your research. And then we'll have time at the end to take any questions that you may have. So before we get started, I just want to quickly, again, introduce myself. Molly already basically did, but I joined Duke University in September of 2021 after working as a research analyst and a science librarian as a contractor for the National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences here in RTP. This is actually my first academic librarian role. And as mentioned, I'm just a liaison for the Population Health Sciences program for biomedical research, the IACUC librarian, and the point person for data management at the Medical Center Library. So lots of different things. I am one of 24 very hardworking staff at the Medical Center Library. This is just a screenshot of one of our all staff meetings. We are a friendly group of library professionals who are here to help you with your research. Two key resources here at Duke are the librarians and then the library collections. And so as mentioned, we have a great team of librarians here, and information is our passion. It's what we do. And our job as librarians is to help you. And in terms of our collections, our library licenses and provides access to a lot of different health information sources. We have over 14,000 e-journals, over 50,000 books and ebooks. We have approximately 113 biomedical databases and various point of care tools like UpToDate. And then, of course, you have, then there's EndNote and citation management software like RefWorks. And then, of course, in addition to the medical science collection, you have full access to all the collections at Duke University. So that's a lot of resources. So I just said that we are here to help you, and you might be wondering how can we as librarians help you? Well, as librarians, we are information professionals, and we have a number of skill sets that can support and serve you, help you with your research during your time here at Duke. And so this is just a slide kind of talking about some of our main services that we provide. The first and foremost is librarians are skilled searchers. We can help you develop comprehensive search strategies in PubMed and other databases. We can teach you to compile search terms, to construct the search, how to modify the search if you're not getting the results you think you should be getting, if you're getting too many results or too few. We can also talk to you about what different databases you can use, how to find seminal papers, that kind of thing. In addition to regular lit searches, we are also methodology experts for systematic reviews and scoping reviews, and I'll talk a little bit about that later. Once you have done your literature search, then we can teach you how to organize and cite references using tools like EndNote and Zotero. And then when you are ready to write your article and publish, we can help you identify the best journals to submit your manuscript to. And then as you build your publications, we can help you better track your scholarship by providing guidance on a variety of tools like ORCID ID and other author ID tools like Scopus Author ID and Web of Science Researcher ID. The National Library of Medicine, NCBI, has My Bibliography and Science CV, which are other tools that we can help you with, as well as helping you set up your profile at Scholars at Duke and using the Elements, which is the publication system connected to Scholars at Duke. And then finally, if you are a postdoc in the School of Medicine, you or your lab is likely funded by NIH. And if this is the case, you need to be aware of NIH's public access policies. If your research has been funded by NIH, then you are required by law to deposit your article in PubMed Central, and it has to be publicly available within a year of publication. And then also starting actually next Wednesday, I think January 25th, the new NIH data management and sharing policy goes into effect. And so we'll talk about these a bit later too. Okay, so let's start with the physical libraries. Duke actually has 10 libraries on 3 different campuses. And this includes the West Campus libraries, and that includes the Medical Center Library. And then also there's the East Campus Library. And then there's actually a library on the coast in Beaufort. There's the Marine Lab Library. One thing that may not be obvious to new postdocs, new people at Duke, is that the Medical Center Library is separate. It's a separate entity from the Duke University libraries or the campus libraries. We have our own budget, our own administration, so kind of a separate entity. And this will come into play with 2 different things. One is accessing the building itself, and then interlibrary loan. But if you're a postdoc in the School of Medicine, you can still, of course, access all the materials offered at Duke University, the campus libraries, and vice versa. If you're a postdoc in a campus lab, then you have access to the Duke Medical Center collection. So the Medical Center Library is located in the Sealy Mudd building. And so this is on the Duke Medical Campus. It is right next door to the Trent Seaman building, which is where the medical school is housed. And then all the other, it's kind of nestled in between the other hospital buildings. A Duke Health Badge is required to get into the library building. And this was started during COVID and has just kind of remained since that time. Our building is open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 10, on Fridays 8 to 5, and then on the weekends 10 to 10. The service desk is housed Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. But that said, of course, most libraries today are actually mostly digital in nature, and we are no different. You can access our library resources anytime. Our website is the mclibrary.duke.edu. So please go ahead and bookmark it, add it to your home screen and to your mobile device so that you have easy access. When you are accessing library resources, please always start at our website. This is very important so that you have access to the journals that Duke subscribes to, so that you can get access to those full text. And so again, just always start your searches at the library homepage. If you're off campus, this is not a problem. You'll be simply prompted to enter your net ID and your password at the appropriate time. So just on the home page of the website, there is a search box in the middle from which you can easily have easy access to searching PubMed, UpToDate, and e-journals and ebooks. So this is just showing you that, if you need to find an ebook, easy way to do it is using this catalog. Likewise, if you're trying to find a specific journal. For accessing PubMed, again, always through the Medical Center Library webpage, there is a specific Duke-specific PubMed URL that you can use that's listed here. Again, why are we doing this? And it's because so that you can use this Get It at Duke button that will then, when you click that, will take you to the full text as long as Duke has it available. So that's why we stress you accessing our resources this way. So if you're in PubMed and you do a search and you have a article that you're interested in, you'll see your options on the right-hand side. If it's open access, like if it's in PubMed Central or a free version, you can obviously click on those to get that. But otherwise, if it's through a subscription, just click the Get It at Duke button in order to access the article. And of course, beyond PubMed, you'll want to check out our other databases that are available to you. They are available if you go to the databases, journals, and books tab. There is an A to Z databases listing that you can scroll down, see what we have available, and then click on to access. And so of course we have Web of Science, Scopus, Embase, which is another biomedical database. We have a lot of specialized databases like PsycInfo or Global Health, and of course those point of care tools like UpToDate. What happens if Duke does not have a book or an article that you're interested in? So if you click that Get It at Duke button, typically it will take you to the article. If we do not have access to it, you'll be taken to a page that looks like this. It will say that you're looking for this article and we don't have it. And so then you're going to see at the bottom these two green boxes. And this is how you can access an article free of charge through our interlibrary loan program. I want to point out, so if you are a postdoc within the School of Medicine, then you are going to want to click the second bottom that says Request Medical Center Users. This is important because if you are a postdoc from a campus lab, if you're not in the School of Medicine and you click the University Users button, likely your request is going to be canceled. So we don't want that to happen to you. We want you to get your full text article. So if you're within the School of Medicine, check the Medical Center Users button. Again, I had mentioned that the School of Medicine, the Medical Center Library is a separate entity from the Duke University libraries, and this is why we have separate budgets. Okay, so if you're having trouble getting access to an article, or if there's any other question you have and you need to get in touch with a librarian, please use this email, medical-librarian@duke.edu. Of course, you can always phone us. Here is our phone number. We also have a chat service, so we are available Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. So if you have an immediate question that you just want to get answered right away, please go onto our website and the Contact Us on the left-hand side, and then you can access this chat function, and we will, be able to talk to you in real time to answer your question. Okay, before I kind of move on to a more in-depth talk more in-depthly about our services, does anyone have any questions about accessing materials at Duke? Okay, then I'm going to kind of move on. And I had mentioned these different service areas that we have. So let's dive into these a little deeper. The first one I had mentioned was skilled searching. And so again, librarians are skilled searchers. We can help you find the articles you need. We can help you create search strategies, help you search more efficiently. If you're writing a paper, if you're starting to do gathering information to write a grant, we can help you do that background literature search. So just again, send us an email or a chat, and we'll set up a consult with you. Also, the librarians at the Medical Center Library are experts in systematic review search methodologies, and we are often part of the author team for systematic reviews, for scoping reviews, and other evidence synthesis methodologies. So in this scenario, we develop a comprehensive search strategy for the team. We help identify appropriate databases and other sources of information to search. We will write up the literature search method section for you following the PRISMA 2020, which is a reporting guideline. We provide that reproducible search strategy for you that you will then include in your article's appendix. We provide citation management support. We will, run the searches, upload the results into EndNote, and then actually put the results into a screening software called Covidence, which is great for the research team to use to screen the citations during the title, abstract, full text stages, and then all the way through doing data extraction and the rest of the systematic review process. So it's very helpful. So if you are ready to conduct a systematic review, we just ask that you go onto our website. We have a very detailed LibGuide that kind of walks you through the systematic review process. When you are ready to request help with a systematic review, we ask that you fill out a literature search planning form and just kind of walks you through what your research question is, asks you to frame your research question in terms of a PICO framework, give example papers, and ask other kind of questions that are helpful to the librarian. And then we will reach out to you and set up a consult to kind of meet with the systematic review team and get you going. Another service area that we help you with, again, is with citation management. The slide is basically here just to remind you that you do not have to type your references. And I'm sure most of you just coming from your dissertation work, you already know that, but just as a reminder, at Duke, we do provide EndNote software free. You just have to go to OIT's link provided here. Also, RefWorks is provided software for free. The library also supports other citation management tools like Zotero. Zotero is free, open access, so it doesn't require a paid version. That's also really good software. If you're not sure what citation management software you'll be using while you're here at Duke, we have a nice comparison guide here on our LibGuide. And because different citation softwares have different pros and cons, ease of use, some are better than others for working in collaborative groups. It usually just depends what your team is using. You'll end up using that, but if you have a choice, you might want to check out the comparison guide. The next thing we help with is where to publish and just publishing in general. Finding the right journal can be a challenge. So we have tips and tricks for you to help you find the most appropriate journal to publish your work in. We use the citation databases Scopus and Web of Science to help you find like the appropriate journal topic-wise. They have a lot of good trend analysis tools that are very useful. They also have journal ranking if you want to find like the higher impact journal to publish in. Journal Citation Report is another database that we can use to help. There are also tools like Jane that basically help you find journals. It'll basically, if you copy and paste your title and abstract, you can put these into these tools like Jane, which is called Journal Author Name Estimator. And it will generate a list of potential journals for you based on the texts that are similar so that you can find, the topic related journal that is appropriate for your work. We can also provide guidance on how to avoid predatory journals. Younger, newer researchers often get kind of suspicious invitations sometimes to publish articles. We have a checklist called Be Informed that can help you determine when a journal is potentially predatory or of low quality. So that might be helpful. And then finally, a lot of you might have questions about the pros and cons of publishing in open access journals. And so we can talk to you about the different publishing models. There is the gold model, the hybrid model, the green model. We also often at the library get asked how authors can get around, or not get around, but get help paying for those article processing charges that the open access journals charge to publish. And I do want to take this opportunity to kind of announce that the Duke University Libraries, in collaboration with the Duke Medical Center Library, we have just kind of announced in December a partnership with PLOS. And so at Duke, authors publishing in PLOS typically have to, pay an article processing charge, but starting in 2023 for 2024, Duke authors can publish in the 12 different PLOS journals for free. And so this is a 2-year trial agreement that is a major investment from the Duke University Libraries and the Medical Center Library, but overall is hopefully going to save Duke money, and it's going to allow for many more Duke authors to publish in the Open Access Journal PLOS without having to spend money from their grants. So really excited about that news. In addition, also BMJ case reports and BMJ open quality, we have an agreement with, as well as Cambridge University Press. So there are a few other open access options that we have agreements with, so that you don't have to pay those fees. Okay. So as your publication list history builds, we can help you track your scholarship by helping you maximize tools that are available. So for example, ORCID ID is a free persistent identifier that we hope all researchers have. Hopefully coming from your PhD programs, you guys have ORCID IDs, but if you do not, then definitely encourage you after this session to register, because it's very quick, 3-step process, 30 seconds, you can register and have yourself your ORCID ID. But this stands for Open Researcher and Contributor ID. And this 16-digit identifier will basically connect your name to your scholarly work throughout your life. And so even if you have a name change, if you change institutions, if you change fields, even, this ID sticks with you for life and will connect you to your work. And it's increasingly required by both by publishers and by funding agencies. So it's very accepted and very common to have now. We can also help you with other author IDs, as I mentioned, like Scopus author ID, Web of Science researcher ID. It's very important to have these connected to your ORCID, and then to other profiling systems such as Scholars at Duke, which is the research profilers profiling system here at Duke. We can help you with that. New faculty automatically have a research profile set up for them at Scholars at Duke. Postdocs, I think it's department by department how that works. And so I do have on this slide, find your power users, a link. This is your power user. Each department has 1 or 2 power users that are very knowledgeable about Scholars at Duke, and they are the ones that can help set up a researcher profile for you. So in addition, there's some other tools that we can help you with. My Bibliography is a tool out of PubMed, NCBI, that you can collect your citations with. And then this is required by, if you are submitting a grant to NIH, you have to actually submit your publications within My Bibliography. So you'll get used to that very soon. Science CV is another excellent tool. It helps you create a biosketch that you will need to submit a grant to NIH and to other funding agencies. But we can definitely have experts who can help you set these things up. Okay, another area that of support that I mentioned that is very important to NIH researchers is the NIH public access policy. And so compliance with this policy. This policy ensures that the public has access to the published results of NIH-funded research. And overall, to help advance science and improve human health, you want people to have access to tax-funded research. And so this policy requires that articles that are funded by NIH are made available on PubMed Central, which is our basically like our national archive of scientific biomedical publications, a digital archive. And this has to be done no later, they have to be available no later than 12 months after an article is published. But actually, before that, 90 days from the time your article is published, you actually have to have the PubMed Central ID assigned to your article, so that if you or your PI is submitting a progress report to NIH, your article needs to have that PubMed Central ID to be compliant. And so the author or the PI of the manuscript has to submit it to NIMS, which is the NIH manuscript submission system. But all this, we have information in our LibGuide about this entire process, and we are happy to help you through this kind of sometimes complicated compliance process. A new feature that the library is rolling out actually this month is we will be sending automated non-compliance notification emails to authors and PIs of articles that are non-compliant with this public access policy. So this will hopefully spur everyone to get caught up submitting their papers to PubMed Central, and we'll all be in compliance. Beth Blackwood is our NIH public access policy point person, and so I have her email here just in case you have a specific question about this. Okay, the second NIH sharing policy that we help our researchers with is the soon to be here, as in next Wednesday, I think on January 25th, the new NIH data management and sharing policy. So this new policy is requiring researchers who are applying for NIH funding, those who will be generating scientific data of any sort, will be required to submit a 1 to 2 page data management and sharing plan with their grant application, starting on or after January 25th, all new grant applications. So the Duke University Libraries and the Medical Center Library and the Duke Office of Scientific Integrity, specifically ASSIST, we're all working together to help support researchers with their data management needs, and specifically meeting this new policy. And so I just have some information here. We do a lot, and this is mainly, I want to point out, this is the Duke University Libraries, the Center for Data and Visualization Science. It's their center has most of the resources and the data management consultants that can help you through this process. But in general, we are all here to help researchers writing their data management and sharing plans. We have a tool called a DMP tool that is an open access tool that is really helpful if you are writing a plan, because it has templates from the various funders that basically has like the correct template that you will need. It also has example answers and kind of specific for if you do clinical research or basic research, lots of example answers to kind of help you develop this plan. You can also get feedback from a data management consultant on your plan, and you can submit that to the data management consultants through the DMP tool. In addition, Duke has a research research data repository called the RDR, which is an open access digital repository where you can deposit data. One of the big points of this policy is sharing your data in a trustworthy data repository. Again, the management consultants at the Duke University Libraries can help you if you need help determining where the best place is to deposit your data. But one option is Duke's RDR. So we have a link to that here. My Research Path is a information portal that is supported by DOSI. And on that, we have a new page that specifically outlines this new NIH data management and sharing policy that you can refer to and find help and support in any aspect of data management. And then also just want to point out that there are many workshops and other education sessions specifically for data management that you can attend. And so the link here links to the new spring schedule for these classes. So I encourage you to check that out. Okay, the final service I just want people know about this is the IACUC committee, and it's a committee of scientists, non-scientists, veterinarians, and community members. And this committee exists to oversee the Duke Animal Care and Use Program here at Duke, and it helps certify compliance with various regulatory standards. Most animal use at Duke requires an IACUC approved animal use protocol. And one part of the animal use protocol, at least for USDA regulated species, is to conduct a literature search for animal alternatives. And so if you are writing an IACUC protocol and need to conduct one of these searches, I encourage you to, first of all, go to our website. We have a good guide on conducting this search for alternatives, including search tips and pre-formulated search strings. But also one of the services that we provide is to actually conduct the search for alternatives for you. And so if you need assistance with this, just email the IACUC-librarian at duke.edu and we can assist you with this. Okay. The final point that I want to leave you with this kind of quick overview of the medical center library overview is that you can take a class with us. So the library offers many online webinars each month. Don't worry, postdocs can take classes too. I know you just got through with your PhD and everything, but still I know Mary has emphasized that Molly has emphasized that this, you are not only employees of Duke, but you're also trainees. And so this is the time that you need to keep on learning. And so our classes traditionally have a mix of students and faculty and staff attending. They're small, and so they usually end up being more just like kind of personal consults, for people. So very individualized attention. And so we have a number of different topics that might be of relevance to you, not only on, how to search various databases like PubMed and using citation management software, but also we have a specific class on how systematic review is conducted. We have classes on how to choose the best journal to publish your research in, building your researcher profile, which goes into more depth about those different author IDs that I had mentioned before. Maximizing your research impact, measuring your research impact is a popular class. And then we have a new class that was developed within this past year by our intern who actually came from the publishing industry. And so she created a class called Demystifying Peer Review, which is very popular and very helpful to new postdocs who are starting to do peer review. So I encourage you to check out our offerings here at this link to find out what is being offered. And then I'm just going to leave you with this final slide about, again, how to reach us. Again, the librarians at the Medical Center Library are just excited that you're here, and we are here to help. So you can reach out to me specifically. You can reach out to our general medical librarian ref mail. Again, if you have an immediate question that needs to be answered, please chat with us or call. And again, here's our link to our website. So at this point, I'm just going to kind of open it up if you guys have any questions about any of the things that I talked about, or if I missed something and you have a question.
Leslie, I had a question. That is great news about the partnership with PLOS and the Associated Journals. That's amazing. What if there's a postdoc in, say, biology who wants to publish in PLOS?
This applies to all of Duke. So yes, anyone, any faculty, any staff member at any student at Duke who is an author on the paper.
Excellent. So it doesn't just have to be School of Medicine. It can be.
Nope.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, we're excited about that too. We're going to have a lot of happy people, I think, that news.
And I see there's a question in the chat. Is there a cost associated with scheduling a consult?
No, there is no cost. It is free. So yes, so please reach out by email or chat to schedule a consult. Same thing with the systematic review process consults. We also, that unless you have a grant in which you specifically say you're going to conduct a systematic review, even all the work that we do for the systematic review is done free of charge.
Other questions for Leslie? If not, Leslie, thank you so much. That was amazing. I learned so much that I did not know about the Medical Center Library and Archives. I did not know about the animal alternative searches that you provide for free. That's also amazing. So everyone, thank you so much for attending. And this has been recorded, so we will put it on the Duke Postdoc Orientation website, along with Leslie's slides, which Leslie has graciously shared with us. So thanks, everyone, and hope you have a great rest of the week.
Thank you, everyone.